Free. Hey everybody, Carl's here for Video Game Break, and welcome to Season 2 of Video Game Break, the show. We're back. If you've been following us, we have a website, videogamebreak.net. We created that first, then we have a podcast that we really enjoyed doing and bringing to you all, and tons of people started listening, which was great. We had this show called Video Game Breakfast, where I ate breakfast and talked about video games, but I realized I don't like breakfast, like at all. So we stopped doing that. We did a show, basically 13 episodes of a show like this, where we talked about game news and things that I'm playing and weird videos. And then I took a hiatus. Sounds so weird when I say it. And I guest starred on other people's podcasts and did other videos on YouTube, some with a friend of the show, Metal Jesus, which you're seeing. And we had a lot of fun doing the side things, but now I decided to bring it back because our podcast is popping. This is the location where we record it. And I thought I'd just do a quick weekly series from this table where we do the podcast right around the same time and put it out every week for y'all. Because I've been getting a lot of the stink eye from this one, that we're not doing the show. He just looks at me with the stink eye. So we're doing it, we're back, and let's get into that show, which is this show, Video Game Break, the show. Coke is really good in the bottles. If you don't know, now you know. Cane sugar. None of that high fructose corn syrup business. Monster Hunter I'm playing. I talked about on the podcast. Excuse me, cat. I'm playing on my 2DS, which I realize there's problems with that. If any of you who are playing Monster Hunter 4, you is what I'm talking about, Ultimate, you'll realize that if you're playing on this, there's problems. Or you're like, oh, that silly man, why did he do that? The camera, right? So the new 3DS came out. It's got the nub. I will be picking up very shortly. I've been putting it off. Here's a good reason to pick it up if you don't have one and you play Monster Hunter 4. The camera is basically on a control pad on the bottom screen. It looks like a control pad, but it's on the bottom touch screen. You've got to keep touching it to adjust the camera. Really don't like it. I love the game. It's super addictive. It's crack cocaine, Monster Hunter style. But that's bad. They do have a camera button where you can focus in on the monsters when you're fighting the big guys, and that's super helpful, which I've been totally using. But not just like running around the overworld and trying to collect herbs and stuff. It's driving me crazy. So my review isn't fully done yet because I will talk about it on the podcast probably next week. But for now, I've got to go buy a 3DS XL new because that is not cutting it. Game news time. Two guys built Legend of Zelda in Minecraft. That's the thing that happened. Found it over on the polygons. There's a video. They actually go and follow the two creators of the mod, essentially, and it's pretty amazing. They follow them around the world and kind of get a tour. It's so cool to go into the cave with the old man, gives you the sword in the beginning, and to see that in 3D is pretty awesome. Sony might be looking into testing as a service early access crowdfunding, basically based on this job listing that someone found, and it was talking about the person needs to be good at those kind of things. Okay, so crowdfunding, no, not allowed. I know your different parts of your company are hemorrhaging money, but no. But the early access, I'm all about that. So yes, please. Let's do some early access on my PlayStation 4. I would do that. Like right now, immediately, right as soon as we're done filming this, I would do it. So I'm okay with early access, please. So GDC is coming up, and for the first time in a while, I'm not going. Oh, Dios mío. I think I'm not gonna cut that and edit it, so it just looks like I'm awkwardly pausing there for a while. But I'm not going. I used to do a lot of game journalism stuff and go to all the different events, and sometimes I still do, but this time I'm not going. But you know what? You're in luck. You can hear about it. But my buddy Danny O'Dwyer did a little video on the game spots. You should check it out. He's talking to Simon Carlis from GDC. Just a cool conversation about the award show, how it's for developers, which is so great. And I've been to both those award ceremonies, and they're really fun. And I think it's just great to have it be about them. You know, for me, I was like, should I be here? Because like, this is your guys' time. So GDC, still awesome, and you can check out a video over there in GameSpot. Also, another video that Danny did that you should check out is on AAA Games. Just giving out videos today. Just go have them. I don't want them. You take them. It's on AAA Games. It's really cool. Rad talk about the length of games and all that stuff. We've talked about that on the podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what they talk about. So watch his video and maybe leave a comment on this video. Is that too confusing? Also, before we go, there's an article I found on Kotaku, My Adventures as a Different Kind of RPG Wizard. Very interesting on the idea of sports games, this one particularly NBA 2K, and the career mode being like an RPG. Like leveling up your character, getting better skills so you can dunk better. I was wondering what you guys think about that, like sports plus RPG. Normally I play like Madden or NBA and I'm doing the season mode and just want to like pretend the Knicks are good. Adios mio. That's Fred Armisen. Yeah, so I don't usually play like that kind of mode, but now after reading this article, I want to. I want to try NBA 2K My Career Mode. So do you guys do that, and gals, or do you not care about sports mixing with RPGs? That's how they mix. Thank you for watching. If you want to hear more information on some of the news stories that I just talked about, we talked about some of them on the Video Game Break podcast, which you can get to on iTunes and Stitcher. Also, there's a link in the show notes on this video and also videogamebreak.net. If you don't know all the stuff by now, I'll just stop saying it, all right? But that's where you can get all the stuff. Thank you so much for listening, all the people who do listen. We have a Facebook page as well. I'll put that link in the show notes. And also, I want to make sure that you know that we're going to do these weekly now. This is Season 2, Episode 1. They'll be coming out on Mondays, the same day as the podcast. So you can get kind of both your video fill and your audio fill. And that's my voice for that. Also, there's this.